Hi, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to explore a really powerful idea, how we can totally rethink the way we use Earth's resources by learning from the incredible cyclical processes that have been powering nature for billions of years.
So, here's what we've got lined up. We'll start by looking at the problem with our current take-make-waste world. Then we'll check out nature's amazing solution. After that, we'll see how these natural systems actually work. And finally, we'll explore how we can apply these lessons to create a much more sustainable future.
Okay, let's dive right in. Before we can really appreciate the solution, we first need to get to grips with the fundamental problem we're facing with how we use pretty much everything today. For ages, our industries have been running on this exact model. We take materials, make stuff, use it for a bit, and then we just throw it away. It's a one-way street. And this approach is just completely unsustainable. It kind of treats our planet's resources as if they're never going to run out, and in the process, it creates these ever-growing mountains of waste. And you can see this model has some really serious flaws, whatever the resource. With fossil fuels, well, we're just burning through reserves that are non-renewable. They will, by definition, run out. And with minerals, it's a bit different. We often scatter them in ways that make getting them back almost impossible. Just think about the tiny, really precious bits of metal inside your phone. Once that phone ends up in a landfill, those minerals are basically scattered and lost to us forever. But what if there was a better way? I mean, there has to be, right? Well, the perfect blueprint for sustainability has been running right under our noses for billions of years. It's time to take a proper look at nature itself. This one sentence right here is the absolute cornerstone of how life on Earth works. Just picture a forest floor for a second. A leaf falls from a tree. Is it waste? No way! It's food for decomposers like fungi and bacteria. They, in turn, release nutrients back into the soil, which then feed the very tree that the leaf fell from. See? Nothing is wasted. Everything is recycled. It's just this perfect self-sustaining loop. And what's just so elegant about all this is nature's chemistry. It starts with a pretty small toolkit of common, abundant elements. Think carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. These are put together into simple building blocks, which we call monomers. And then these monomers are linked up to create this incredible variety of complex polymers. You know, things like the proteins and carbohydrates that form the basis of all life. It's maximum complexity for minimal, totally recyclable parts. It's genius, really.
So how does nature actually pull off this incredible efficiency? And what makes its waste so fundamentally different from the rubbish we produce? Let's put them side by side. This table illustrates the difference brilliantly. Let's take nitrogen fixation, a process that's absolutely vital for life. In nature, certain bacteria do this at normal, everyday temperatures, just using their own biological energy. Our industrial version, the Haber process, needs extreme heat and pressure, and it eats up massive amounts of fossil fuel energy to get the exact same result. Nature's way is efficient, it's elegant, it's sustainable. Ours is just brute force, incredibly energy intensive, and totally reliant on finite resources.
And the crucial difference here is that molecules made by nature are actually designed to be broken down. They're biodegradable. Over millions of years, microbes have evolved to dismantle them into simple, non-toxic products. And what do those products become? You guessed it, raw materials for other processes. This built-in design is what stops pollution from building up and makes sure vital nutrients are always cycling through the system. Right, so we've seen the problem, and we've got this amazing blueprint from nature. The massive question now is, how do we start applying these principles to our own technologies, our own industries? This brings us to a really revolutionary idea called cradle-to-cradle design. So instead of designing a product for a one-way trip from the factory to the landfill, a cradle-to-grave approach, we design it right from the very beginning with its next life in mind. It means making it easy to take apart, clearly labeling all the materials, and making sure those materials can be reused safely and easily. And some of these new strategies are taking straight from nature's playbook. For instance, bioleaching uses special bacteria that basically eat rock to release valuable metals from low-grade ore. And then there's phytomining, which uses these clever plants called hyperaccumulators to literally pull metals out of the soil and store them in their leaves. It sounds like science fiction, doesn't it? But when you combine these ideas with better recycling, we could be looking at a whole new way of securing our future mineral supplies. Ultimately, all these different ideas, learning from natural cycles, designing things for reuse, innovating with biology, they're all pointing towards one huge, necessary transformation in how we think and how we live. So this slide really sums up our entire journey today. We have to move away from the dead-end street of the linear economy and fully embrace a circular economy. A system where products and materials are kept in use, where waste is designed out from the very beginning, and where our natural systems are actually regenerated. This isn't just a nice idea, it's an absolute environmental and economic necessity.
So we'll leave you with this final thought to take away. As you go about your day, just think about this. What is the single biggest change we need to make to truly redesign our world on nature's blueprint? What does this massive shift from linear to circular really mean for the products you use, the career you might end up choosing, and the future that you want to help build?